all day. So I hope wherever you are in the world, you've managed to get some sunshine. So today I'm introducing you to a wonderful author called Christina Hamlett with a double T at the end of her name. So let's get cracking. So she sent a couple of her books over, and I've just finished the first one, A Little Drama in Dunster, which I absolutely loved reading. Really loved it. That's the cover. It's quite classical in design. I love it. I love the fact it's actual books with titles that attach into the actual title of the book. So let's get into the synopsis before I tell you a little bit more about Christina. So the curtain is about to go up on an original play in the medieval village of Dunster. But will a local murder and a crashing chandelier bring down the first performance just 2 days before opening night? Rochelle Reed and her boyfriend John Tapping are in town to support a former neighbour's debut as an actor with an amateur theatre troupe. Unscripted moments with the show's beloved director, tensions with the wife of a player booted from the cast, the sketchy memories of a former soldier with PTSD, and a slow-burning theme of revenge, however, might spell curtains for both of them before their Exmoor holiday is over. So this was self-published by Christina herself on the 17th of October 2022. It's in English and you can find it on Amazon for Kindle and I can't see any option for paperback. Could just be the way that the page is laid out. It says buy now for the price that it is. So I imagine maybe it's just Kindle only, just double checking I'm not missing anything. I'm sure she can answer anyone's questions if they're thinking, oh, can I get my hands on a paperback copy of the book? So what did I like about this story? I liked this story very much because it's bringing old with new. And by that I mean some of the characters have lived full lives, they've got knowledge, their etiquette, the way they communicate with Rochelle and John, etc., and the younger generations in the story really bleed through, and you get that sense of etiquette and politeness and hardcore feistiness of a generation who perhaps lived through wartime and subsequently what happened following on from that. So about Christina. Now, my mind got blown by her mini biography at the rear of the book when I finished this book, because just wow. I mean, she's a former actress and theatre director. She's an award-winning author already, so doesn't list the awards, but I think if you did some digging or reached out to Christina, she could probably tell you like what she's won awards for. She's written 47 books, 266 stage plays. She's a gourmet chef and an amateur photographer. And did I add anything else? Nope, that was pretty much it. My mind was blown. And you can find out more about her in the description of this video. I have added her website, www.authorhamlet, remember it's double T.com. So I want to find you some more titles written by Christina. Sometimes when you click on one book, it says other authors, other titles by this author, which this doesn't seem to be doing. So let me put in Christina Hamlett. Because off the top of my head, I can't remember the names of the other book titles. I love the fact that it's set in the UK as well, because obviously I'm from England and it's kind of nostalgic for me, like the world of growing up in rural England, and I love villages, proper quaint villages, and because of where this is set, it was kind of giving me vibes of home away from home. So the next book I'm actually going to be reading, okay, so this is book 3 that I've read of hers first. I don't think you actually have to read them in specific order. you can read them as standalone novels, so that's always a plus with me because I like doing that. I don't mind following a series. Like I read Twilight, I read 50 Shades, I've read Sabriel by Garth Nix, I've read The Magician's Guild, I've read Poison Study by Maria V. Snyder. Like I don't mind reading, you have to read the books in order, but I also like standalone novels as well, which is probably why I'm a big fan of cozies. So she has on Amazon, I'm just wondering, has she got all her 47 books? Possibly. It looks like she does. So let's have a look. The vibes I get from Christina's work is really rich tones of theatre connection to historic England in modern day life. Now, I used to study theatre, what do they used to call it in college? Theatre studies and performing arts. So I love the theatre. It wasn't something I pursued past college, but I love going to the theatre. And it's all thanks to my mum and dad because, yeah, I grew up going to see various shows like Cats when it was originally out. Phantom of the Opera I've seen about 3 times. Um, Various musicals, various stage plays, various pantomimes. Pantomime's always good. Panto. So I love the realm that comes with the theatre and all the work that goes into it. There is so much, like it is a labor of love, and the strictness is how I used to thrive. Like no tardiness was tolerated. Like if you arrived late, forget it, you're not joining in on that day's rehearsals and all those sorts of things. So yeah, I really like that because this story has a real theatre connection to the drama that's about to unfold. So there is, of course, murder because it's a murder mystery and it's a cozy. What good would it be if there wasn't a murder? There are, just pulling from memory, nearly two murders. Nearly two murders. There's one and a half murder because there's a murder and an attempt at a murder. And I'm trying to be restrained on spoilers here, but the description, how it's described, it really builds in your mind the village, what you're seeing around you. So she takes you on a journey with the main character Rochelle, in right down to like how described the bedroom her and her other half John will be sharing, and all the characters and how the characters are looking, how they're dressed, the hairstyle, the personality, the relationships between all of them, and there was an epic twist at the end and a little bit of a Hot Fuzz feel with the sort of dramatic conclusion to catching the bad guy. And yeah, it was really good. It was good fun. This book is great fun, which has got me thinking, can't wait to read the rest of her books now because I love reading something that is quintessentially British with sort of notes of Midsummer Murders. I'm a huge Midsummer Murders fan. I love Midsummer Murders, and anything of that ilk. So I was well and truly in my element as a reader here. So if you like Midsummer Murders or British mystery murder whodunit, you're gonna love this book. And also geographically, I think I learned quite a bit about the areas that are described in the book. So the next book I will be reading is A Little Poison in Paisley. So it's a different situation again, and I'm interested to see like where Rochelle and John will be with their romantic journey. I'm like, are they going to get together? Is it going to happen? It's kind of on the cards, but you never know. You never know. There could be a switcheroo and something could happen. You just don't know. There's a little scandal in St Andrews. 100% all into that because I've been to St Andrews various times because I've had lots of holidays growing up in Yorkshire and Scotland. We used to kind of like drive all the way from West Sussex, all the way up the motorways and various stop off points along the way. And then we'd go to Yorkshire, a couple of days in Yorkshire, and then on to Scotland. And St Andrews is just, it's iconic. It's so lovely. If you ever get a chance to go to St Andrews, 110% you should go. And there used to be a restaurant called Little John's, which was just incredible. It was an incredible restaurant, and I just seeing the title there, I'm like, I'm definitely going to be reading her book, A Little Scandal in St Andrews. There is just clicking on this book. My Kindle is slow. Everything I know about widowhood I learned from Jessica Fletcher. Again, I'm a Christina is a woman after my own heart. I love Murder She Wrote. Oh, just yeah, you. I find that the more and more I chat with cozy readers and cozy writers, like we seem to like very similar things, and the things we experienced growing up, like the TV shows. I don't know if anyone remembers Touched by an Angel. All up in Touched by an Angel. That was, yeah, that was super cozy. Very American, but the angel was an Irish actress who was Irish in the series Monica, and that was it. Her guardian angel. So she's an angel with a guardian angel, and her guardian angel was Tess. Love that series. So this is everything I know about Widowhood from Jessica Fletcher. So I don't know really what this story is about. We're going to have a look right now. Wolves, swans, and French angelfish are among a litany of species which mate forever. If a partner dies, the survivor literally becomes a lost soul and gives up all interest in continuing alone. Humans, too, often embrace the mindset of there being only one true love allotted to each of us per lifetime. In Eve's Diary by Mark Twain, an inconsolable Adam weeps at her grave with the words, "Wheresoever she was, there was Eden." Even if Eve had been the first one to face the future newly single, there'd have been no central casting to which she might easily apply for a replacement. In a perfect world, we would blissfully exit our shared existence hand in hand. In an imperfect one, such as that in which I suddenly found myself after 25 years of marriage, we can neither fold to despair like a cheap suit or stride boldly into grand adventures and do our dearly departed lovers proud. My vote is for striding boldly. Who's with me? So I'm really keen to read that because I think that sounds like a memoir, a sort of biography for Christina, and bit of a chunky review here. I'm going to read it because because I'm introducing you to Christina's work. I want to invite you to really consider reading her books. This is definitely one I'm very much interested in. So I'm just going to read this review. It is a 5 star. She's got 5 stars from me. She just got it. Writing books. She just has it. She's got the knack. So within the pages of Everything I Know About Widowhood, I learned from Jessica Fletcher. Christina Hamlett begins by comparing the fictitious television character Jessica Fletcher from Murder, She Wrote to her own life experiences. Both women are writers, both strong women, both suddenly widowed, but just to her own life experience. Oh, hang on, I've skipped because my vision is like joining the dots together. But just like Jessica Fletcher, Christina shows you that when life knocks you down, it's okay to pick yourself up, dust yourself off, chin up, and keep writing your own story. So, how does one cope with the loss of their spouse? At some point in our lives, we will all deal with the grief of losing a loved one. But Christina takes heartbreak and turns it on its ear. In everything, Christina Hamlett immerses the reader during what is one of the hardest times in one's life. Christina does so with sharp wit, humour, and pearls of wisdom. Between making those all too difficult decisions with illnesses and death, she reminds us while it's okay to grieve, it's also okay to have a sense of humour. I'm so glad Christina included the story of Cremation Guy and Diavolo. No spoilers. You'll have to read it for yourself. Other pertinent information thankfully included in her book, Christina reveals her must-have survivors checklist. Do you know where all of your spouse's banking information is? Do you know who to contact after your spouse passes? Is all of your information updated? Wills? None of us want to think about our spouses passing away, leaving us to not only cope with their death, but now we're faced with doing everything alone. While you and your spouse are still able to make your decisions together, read Christina's helpful survivors checklist and set aside time to take the plunge and get your affairs in order. Christina's fortitude and love for Mark has been given to us all in Everything I Know About Widowhood I learned from Jessica Fletcher. A humorous love story along with helpful survivors tips. This is a must-have book. I know Mark and Jessica would highly approve of this one. That's amazing. I'm definitely going to read that. I've been married 15 years this year, so it's something that can happen. I've got friends who lost their spouses very suddenly. and under extremely distressing circumstances. And that already opened my eyes up to the fact that we don't know what's around the corner, you know? And I think that's a very, very brave thing for Christina to have done. You know, really take my hat off to her because, yeah, I'm not sure I would have the courage to dive into something so sensitive. There are parts of my life actually that I've considered writing about, and I think at this precise moment in time, it's still a bit too raw for me to venture down that road. Maybe I will later on, we'll see. But if I think it could help lots of people on a grander scale, absolutely. So this was a little drama in Dunster. Like I said, it's got lovely vibes of the theatre. If you like the theatre, anything to do with it, you'll love it. It did remind me of a Midsummer Murders episode, actually, to do with theatre. And it's funny because one of the characters I kept envisioning in my head as one of the, is it a stage manager in the book, and I just had her in my head like for the whole story, which was interesting. But yeah, she was kind of wearing like stereotypical sort of theatre-esque garb, and she had her hair sort of semi fancy, and she had like costume jewelry on, and in my head, in my mind's eye. And yeah, like I said, it's that kind of new generation meeting with older generations, and how different it is, how different their worlds are. Like they coexist. We coexist, don't we, with grandparents and everything. And if we're lucky enough to have grandparents, and you know, it's all about the learning from what people have lived through in the past. It's a window into the past. So I love this, and the ending was classic, sort of Hot Fuzz style, almost comedic apprehending of the whodunit. So yeah, she's got 5 stars from me. She's done an amazing job. I cannot wait to read A Little Poison in Paisley. I'm gonna read you the synopsis for this. Hang on, just to like get you salivating some more from this lovely lady's books. Come on, please. Oh, the internet is so slow today. Oh, it's come back a bit. Come on. I've got one bar. Come on, one bar. Which reminds me again, there's a little bit of a mention of Wi-Fi issues in the book. It did make me laugh out loud because where I live in Spain, we do sometimes have a bit of hit and miss with our connectivity to internet and stuff. And I was like, I know how that feels. So this is A Little Poison in Paisley. And I love her style of book cover, that there's always like a book on the book cover. So that's an open book this time. It's not the spines of book, and it's got pictures of little poison bottles. The plot doth thicken. So again, I can't see the option for paperback, but I think the way my page is set out, I think if it's on paperback, if I clicked buy now, it'd buy it. So yeah, Christina could probably answer your questions if you go on her website. Right, let's get into the synopsis. What could be more romantic than exchanging? I'm going to be reading this on Valentine's Day. Tomorrow's Valentine's Day. How weird is that? What could be more romantic than exchanging marriage vows in Scotland? I love Scotland. Oh, Scotland on a snowy morning just before Christmas. I love Christmas. Oh, I think we know what's going to happen here between Rochelle and John. For Rochelle Reed, the obvious answer would be celebrating her own wedding day with John. Instead, the two of them find themselves invited to Paisley to watch his child crush marrying into a moneyed family. Oh, poor Rochelle. Oh. Yet all is not quite as perfect as it seems, as Grandak Manor, it's Grandach. I don't even know how to pronounce that properly. Grandak Manor. Before the first course is half finished at the elegant dinner the night before, a member of the bridal party is not only dead, but John is also the first one to discover the body. Have a good look. Whatever wistful hope Rocky may have had to catch the bouquet is, alas, supplanted. Oh my god. Blah, 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 blah. Supplanted by the quest to catch a killer instead. I put my teeth back in now. I am so looking forward to reading that tomorrow. I cannot tell you. Perfect. My Valentine's is game, set, match. I am, yeah, I am all up in reading that wonderful murder mystery around the subject of love. On Valentine's Day. I think that's the perfect match for me. That is it. You know, I always think to myself, at Christmas, I read the Christmas books, and then on Valentine's Day, I'm kind of like, what kind of a book can I read? What's a romance novel? Throw your romance novels at me, but I'm all set. I'm going to be reading this, and I will do a review for her as well. So, yeah, brilliant. I am actually going to review this book on Amazon in a moment. But yeah, that's it. My introduction to Christina's work. So, as I've said, she is an award winning author. She's got 47 books to her name, 266 stage plays, gourmet chef, amateur photographer, and she herself is a former actress and theatre director. So, yeah, and you can find her on www.authorhamlet.com. And that is my review. So I look forward to doing more reviews for Christina in the future, as I've done with Carmen and some other authors. And please keep sending your wonderful books in for me to review. This is a totally free service. I just read a lot of books and I review a lot of books on Amazon and Goodreads. So the next step for me was, how can I give indie authors yet more reach? Because the struggle is real. And that, of course, was to give you guys the platform to give you my actual physical review of your wonderful books. So thank you very much, Christina, for gifting me your books. I love them. Love them. Cannot wait to read A Poison in Paisley tomorrow. I'm excited. All right, guys. Well, lots of love. Please take care of yourselves. Stay safe, stay well, look after each other, and I will see you on my next review. All right, guys. Take care. Bye.